Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today.
Like, people got cool designs, but why can't nobody come out with a consistent where it's like, Jordan's like, don't miss, bro. When he was playing 1 through 13,
he had the best, back then it was the best designers, and then he had real input.
Okay.
Now we don't.
Everything is a comparison to that.
Cause I'm looking at other people's shoes, it's like, they nice, but I'm like, it don't even compare. Like,
what's so funny is some of the shoes that we think like if you go back and look at old interviews, he looking at some of them shoes like, yeah, we don't these terrible. This is colorway, colors that's hitting today, or got like even with the patent leather, patent leather wasn't a thing.
That was foreign.
Yeah, that was foreign. That was like, patent leather don't hit. Like Jordan was one of the only shoes that the patent leather actually.
Concourse is the best ones that ever came.
I think it was just his style of play too.
Yeah, not for sure.
Like his style of play, just look at Mike. It's like,
that's why they was the best shoe.
He wasn't supposed to be this tall.
It wasn't the best shoe just because they was the best shoe. They was the best shoe because he was like that.
He was like that, so it matched his game. Every year it was like.
And then we was rocking them in Cincinnati too. Same color wave as the Bulls. 96, 97, 98 when they was on top. Yeah. Well, my Jordan game was mean at Cincinnati.
So you see the title. I was checking out a episode of Gils Arena. And Norris Cole was on there. And I think I did a video, not about this subject, but I did a video maybe a few days ago mentioning that I had seen Norris Cole talking about his experience playing with LeBron. So I was kind of watching the rest of the interview. And of course, eventually they get on the whole GOAT topic, and I'm not gonna get too much into that, but I do want to say this. People like Gilbert Arenas, people like Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, you fanboys, it seems like the only time that they will concede that Michael Jordan is the GOAT and is untouchable is they frame it around this whole kind of thing like, oh, well, he's just the GOAT because nobody's ever gonna allow anybody to replace him. Like, because he's just held, not by merit at this position, but held at this position simply because, oh, well, he's done so much for basketball and he was what the NBA needed back then. And the media built him up to a point to where now nobody will ever allow anyone to pass him. This is how they kind of frame it whenever they concede to Michael Jordan being the GOAT. But anyway, as you heard the clip, Norris Cole kind of brought up the fact, how come no one ever was able to come up with a design like the Jordan shoe and whatnot. And, of course, Gilbert Arenas goes into the whole thing about, well, they had the best designers back then and MJ had input on the shoe and blah, blah, blah this and da, 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 that. And finally, Brandon Jennings, they said, hey, his shoe sold because he was like that. And Norris Cole agreed, as you heard. It's like, yes, his game is what sold that shoe. And again, this is something we've been saying on this channel over and over again for people who like to try to pretend like everything around MJ was just created versus the fact that MJ created everything around him. Those shoes sold because MJ was like that. I feel like the only thing Nike had to do was make sure those shoes weren't so ugly that nobody wanted to wear them. That was their only job, is to not mess this up. They didn't have to come up with some extraordinary design that everybody wanted, because if that was the case, they could have done that without Michael Jordan. If it was just about the design, they could have came up with an extraordinary design that the whole world wanted. But it wasn't about the design. All they had to do was not mess the design up. Again, make sure you don't make a shoe so ugly that nobody wants to wear it. And Michael Jordan will sell the shoe. His game will sell the shoe. And yeah, to me, it's just funny. People like Gilbert Arenas. If you look at the show, if you watch most of that interview, if some of you have, you would notice, to me, it's like Gilbert Arenas is always trying his best not to give Jordan full credit for everything that came from Jordan. Gilbert Arenas is very fond of putting this whole, the media, this is what they needed at the time. So Nike and the NBA got together and with a big conspiracy and said, hey, we're going to turn Jordan into this. Well, guess what? If Jordan played like LeBron James, it would have failed. If Jordan played like LeBron James, it would have failed. Replace Michael Jordan with LeBron James back in those days, back in those times, going up against the bad boy Pistons, going up against Magic and Larry, going up against Portland and the Knicks and different teams like that. And first of all, you no longer have a 6-0 champion. Second of all, LeBron's fundamentals aren't even solid enough to compete back in that time. And third of all, people keep acting like he's so big and strong. There were plenty of big, strong players back then, and especially considering that centers still existed back in those times. Real centers, real shot blockers. So when LeBron wants to stick his chest out for dunking over Jason Terry, Jordan was actually dunking on real centers. Jordan had finesse to his game. Jordan had style to his game. But most importantly, as we say again over and over on this channel, Jordan made everyone believe that the impossible was possible because Jordan truly never gave up in the game. Jordan truly outworked everyone on the court in the game. This is what sold those shoes. This is what made people want to be like Mike. I've done several videos on this. And this is not going to be a long video, like I said, but I just thought it was nice to see as Gilbert Arenas was trying to figure out a way to not give Mike credit by just saying, hey, Mike's game sold those shoes. That it took Brandon Jennings interjecting to say that, hey, yeah, it was Mike's game that sold those shoes. While Gilbert Arenas is trying to say, oh, well, they had the best designers and the NBA and God had just decided that Michael Jordan was going to be it. The whole thing was just a big media conspiracy. Like Michael Jordan was like that. And, this is one of the reasons why I do this channel. I do this channel so that people from that generation can come here and have conversations about what's real, because we get sick and tired of again, seeing the media tell blatant lies to us. And I do this channel for the younger generation because it is important when people are constantly telling untruths to continue to speak the truth. It is important for the young people to be able to have access to both sides of the information and see which one makes sense to you. Hey, you young kids out there, I'm not talking to you fanboys. You young kids out there, what makes more sense? That the work that you have put in causes everyone to tell you how great you are? Or that you have to tell everyone that you're great because your work has not shown that? LeBron James has to tell everyone he's great because his work has not shown that. His work hasn't proven that to everyone. So he has to tell everyone. Michael Jordan has never said that. And to this day, with people on TV on the daily slandering his name, never comes out and speaks on it because he doesn't have to. Everything Michael Jordan had to say took place between 1984 and 2003. In that arc of a career, which had 2 retirements in it before his final retirement, in those 15 seasons, in those 13 full seasons, Jordan accomplished more than LeBron James ever could have. Jordan did enough work on the basketball court that he never has to speak of it. He didn't speak on it then, he doesn't speak on it now, because the work speaks for itself. Anyway, this is a short video. Like I said, I just saw that clip and wanted to bring it to you guys to further reiterate the point that Michael Jordan's game sold those shoes, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. All right.